a simple question. A while back, I watched a couple of folks on YouTube. They were talking about, like most of us, they had a straight tube coming up with their vacuum system to collect their dust and whatnot. I've noticed here recently, even though I've got the big dust vac now, and it does a whole lot better than a shop vac does, but I'm still getting a lot of the light dust falling straight down. Have any of you tried putting a uh, a cone, a vortex? They call them all kinds of things on the end of your pipe, trying to get better suction on the end of your dust collection.
Dust collection.
What size is
What
your
size
pipe
is your
right
pipe
now?
right now?
4 inch.
4 inch.
If you were to
You were to
decrease in size,
decrease
you
the
would have
size,
more
you would have
suction.
more suction.
I'm sorry, say that again. I'm
Sorry, say
getting an
that again. I'm
echo.
getting an echo.
Yeah, somebody's got it.
Somebody's got it.
There are numerous options out there,
If
Doug.
Yeah,
What, Doug, why don't you put
if
a Y in the end of your pipe? Put one that comes out underneath the lathe and one that comes in behind at the back. Because
that's
I seen on Instagram somebody had made a chute that fit up underneath their bedways. It
mm-hmm,
was pitched
mm-hmm,
to a 4 inch collector,
right,
and they just sucked all their wood shavings, all the dust and everything went into that bottom one, and then they had the top one that was adjustable so they could swing it around,
mm-hmm,
move it up and down the bedways as you needed. I thought
right,
that was a great idea because now you're sucking. You can sweep your bedways off and suck it right in the bottom.
right.
That's a
Yeah,
really good idea.
that would be a one great option. Like I said, Mike Peace was one that comes to mind. He was talking about it. In fact, he turned a piece just like a trumpet, the end of a trumpet, to fit on his 4 inch intake. He had the same thing I've got. It's that old dust collector thing that you bought from Woodcraft about 15 years ago. It's supposed to have a big cast metal thing that I never found worked at all. But like I said, I'm getting a lot more than I did when I was
Nice,
using
Ken.
shop vac, but I'm still getting dust for some reason. It's falling straight down. I don't
Doug,
understand
I've
that.
Doug,
Yeah,
this is
Dean.
Dean. I've
Yeah.
used what you're talking about. They call them big gulp or big funnel, big black deal.
Right.
And I can tell you, as the further away from that hose you move, the less air you're drawing with any given vacuum. Okay,
Right.
the
Right.
bigger the bigger the hose and the closer it is, the more you're going to collect. As you reduce the hose down and you move back, the less
Hmm.
you're going to collect.
Right.
And there's a ton of different things that I've seen people do, but unless you can get that hose pretty close, you're just going to collect some of the dust.
Yeah. I can right now, like I said, I can get this end. Usually I can get it within 2 or 3 inches of my wood that's spinning, and dust is falling on below it. I just don't get it. You would
See
think
You're
if
talking
moving
about
if
this
you
dust
much
or
move
air.
it,
sanding?
see if you can
Yes,
move it
sanding
down
dust.
below where the dust is coming. So in other words, if you're sanding on the side, you can kind of see where the dust is going.
I
Okay.
can,
Move it just a little bit below that,
yeah,
and you'll tend to pick up more of it.
okay, I can show you what I'm got. Right there is what I got. And usually if I was sanding this particular piece, I'd bring this right up to there, which is inch and a half
Okay,
away.
you've
So
got the same thing I've got, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do when I get my lathe back up and going.
Okay.
I'm going to go down to Home Depot or Lowe's and pick up one of the aluminum dryer pipes.
Okay.
You know, they're not the plastic or the real flexible, the ones that you have to move and
Yeah.
actually bend to get to the position. I'm going
Right.
to put it on the front of that thing so I can get it closer
Mm-hmm.
and I can flex that pipe to exactly where I
Yeah.
want it to be.
Yeah.
Because I've got the same stand you've got.
Right. Yeah. I
Do
can
you
actually
not
get
have
this
that
closer if I
jumbo
move my.
scoop?
I
Do you not
do,
have
but
the jumbo scoop that went with that stand anymore?
I did. I don't know if I still do or not. I'd have to hunt through the stuff, but I
No.
might. Might try that just to see, you know, with the bigger collector if maybe it'll do more work now.
Because what I do with mine is I'll put mine, I've got that jumbo scoop on the end of it, and I'll have it resting on top of my bedways and have it kind of encompassing the piece. So even if
Mhm.
I'm sanding from like off at a weird angle where the dust is going up, it pulls it back down into that big jumbo scoop.
Gotcha. Well, I was wondering if anybody had tried making the trumpet thing, and if they found that it worked or not. If it doesn't work, there's no point in trying it.
Were you talking about putting fins on the inside like a vortex? Like,
No, I'm talking
no?
about
Okay.
turning like the end of a trumpet bell that would fit
Yeah.
on the end of this big 4-inch thing that would just it would just take it from a 4-inch and just widen it out.
Yeah.
Doug, why
You're
don't
not
you go?
bothering me.
Why don't you, Doug? Why don't you go to Home Depot and get a register vent that's rectangular?
Right?
It has a 4-inch pipe inlet
Right.
in the back, and that would do the same thing, and it gives you a better option to twist it upward so that you're drawing. Your pipe is drawing. You got it too down tilted. You need to tilt that pipe upwards
Right.
so that it's sucking, pointing at the ceiling and sucking down instead of straight at your piece. You need to tilt that pipe more upwards. Even the one you got now, if you tilted it more vertical, it would draw better.
Doug,
Okay.
the
Yes,
other
sir.
thing you could do is cut that pipe on a 45.
Yep.
So that the bottom of the 45 is on the bottom. So it's when it would, fall down and suck in. I think I would try that first, because anytime you put a box or anything around it, you lose the suction, just like the other gentleman was saying. If you can put that hose right up close, but I would try cutting it on a 45 so that the bottom of the 45 is underneath and so
Okay,
it
get it.
falls down into it. Just try
Yeah.
it.
That's a good idea, Dennis. Get a piece of PVC pipe, sewer
Yeah.
pipe that'll
Yeah.
fit in that
Yeah.
hose, in that connection.
Yep.
And then cut it as a baloney cut so that it comes underneath your workpiece a little bit.
Great. You guys
Hey,
have given
Doug?
me several things to look at. Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah.
I do
Show
like
me-
that idea.
Can you show me a picture of it one more time?
Yep. Unswitch back. Sure.
Okay. One problem I see that might be cutting back on your airflow is that hose.
It's
Those
gone
type of
down.
hoses are famous for cutting back airflow big time because it's so flexible. It's like an accordion, and all that air gets trapped in there when it's trying to suck through because of the accordion shape. If you have a smooth pipe that attaches to that, it's going to be a lot better at drawing air and drawing in the dust.
I don't know how I could possibly do a smooth one though in this
Uh,
shop. I know what you're saying, but I don't know how I could do it here.
Hang it from your rafters and come in from above.
Yeah.
Run your dust collection system across your rafters in 4-inch PVC,
Yeah.
and then make drops at all your machines with a
Well,
blast.
this is the the lathe is the only machine it runs to.
Well, then you
How
would,
long
you
is
would-
that flex hose, Doug?
If
What's
you
that?
go to like Woodcraft or Packard or something, well, Woodcraft would have it. Look at their vacuum system. They do have flexible pipe that doesn't have that accordion shape to it, and you can move it around and stuff. It's smooth
Yeah,
on the inside.
yeah, it's smooth on the
That's
inside.
what I would get. That's what I would get. That would probably clear up a lot of your problem right there.
That would definitely give me some more airflow for sure.
Oh yeah, I think that's a main problem you have is because that accordion shape is just really
Yeah. It's,
causing the airflow to drop
I'll-
big time.
I'll
before it
tell
even
you
gets to
guys
your
now,
brain.
yeah, it works tremendously well, a whole lot better than Shopsmith does. But I could not understand why I was still having dust on my bedways, even when I'm
Yeah.
running the vac system, and it's only an inch or two away. It's just crazy.
It's that hose. You got to get one of the smooth. At least have it hose that's smooth on the inside,
Yeah.
because that's just
I'm-
like an air trap right there.
I may get the PVC and run it overhead, and then just have
I
a
bet
short
you
piece, short flex piece.
So
if you
Right.
take that hose right now and turned it upside down and shook it, there's so much dust trapped inside those accordion things. It's
Yeah.
probably crazy
So-
how much dust is trapped in
Yeah,
there.
I'm sure there's some. Yeah.
so
In fact, I
Doug,
can look down it and see it.
when you
That
buy
type of
that,
hose creates
you
a lot
buy
of
that
air
pipe,
turbulence.
when you buy that pipe, buy schedule 35 pipe, not schedule 40. You want sewer
No,
pipe.
the sewer pipe.
Yep.
The black. The
No,
black.
Yeah,
it's
the
pipe.
black
green.
stuff. Yeah.
It's
Mine's,
green.
mine's green.
Yeah.
Green.
Patrick,
I think they sell
Here
the
in
black here.
California for some reason.
what were you saying?
That
Patrick,
type of hose creates a whole lot of turbulence inside
Right.
and slows
right.
the airflow down.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The other thing I want to do is take the bag off the top of this collector and put a canister on there. So, and that'll help too. But I think the hose is a big part of it.
Good night, Jeff. Thank you.
I
Good
was,
idea.
Yeah,
I
that
was
looks
curious.
like old dryer hose.
It's something similar. It is vacuum hose.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just was curious. My original question was curiosity if was that trumpet bell, if that would actually help. I'm not hearing anybody say, yeah, that's the cat's meow or anything. So
So-
I'll go with the hose and we'll just work that over.
So Doug, if you buy the schedule 35 pipe, you can go to Woodcraft and get your connections.
Yes, yes.
That'll fit on the 35 schedule pipe.
Perfect. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there. Yeah.
And
Okay.
actually, it's actually cheaper than drain pipe that's in your house. It's schedule
Right.
35 is a cheaper grade of pipe.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your help.